Hello, everyone. Today is March 24th, 2022. This is the Kubernetes Storage SIG meeting. Today, we will go over our 1.24 planning spreadsheet. And then we will just go back to review this archive sub-projects again, just to see if we can move forward with it. All right, so let's start with the spreadsheet. The first one is the CSI online offline resizing. Hemant, you there?
Yeah, I'm here. I have a PR out that is being reviewed for what was for read-write many expansion, and then I opened a PR for moving the expansion feature GA. I will link it in chat. It just toggles the feature gate to GA, but because previously Tim recommended us to remove the feature gate checks from the code if you're moving the feature gate, so it became kind of big because like we had to delete a lot of code. So it's mostly deletion of code, but at the same time we are deleting a lot of code, so it touches a lot of packages, so it will require approval from like more than just PKG feature owners. And yeah, so that's it from my side. If I can get approval for the like the code deletion that I'm doing in this PR, we should be good to go. But Jan was telling me that the API review PR is full, so I don't know. But yeah, so I'll ping.
What do you mean API review? What is full? No people can review API? What do you mean?
Yeah, that's what it meant. It's not a new API change. It's just I'm deleting the code, but still it will require.
Yeah, party. Okay. Okay, we'll take a look and then we try to pin people and see if they can take a look.
Yeah. But it looks to be on track so far, I guess.
Okay. What about the documents like placeholder PR for the doc and for the blog? Do you have those as well?
Blog was pushed out. I will open the doc PR. I was working on it. Not yet.
Okay.
I think that the due date for blog was pushed out by a week. So yeah.
Okay. Okay, thank you. And okay, next, recover from resize failure. So this one you're saying this is going to be delayed?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Well, to reset back the size all the way to original size, it requires like not big change, but still requires a little bit change. And I haven't had time to think through the updated design yet. So I'll try it in 125 to move it to beta. I should be okay to keep it in alpha for one release, I guess.
Didn't we conclude that to fully recover back to the original size, we would need one more bit of state on the object itself, and that was what we were trying to avoid?
Not really. We didn't conclude that, I think, because
okay.
And we did add actually one more state, like from this thing, like we have a resize status, we have allocated resources, so we have quite a few states. So it could be possible. It's just that I haven't thought through the design. I haven't thought through the implications of the whole thing yet.
No, I meant not another value for a field, but like actually a new field would be necessary to keep track of like the size that the resizer is currently trying to achieve, which might be different than either the size that it is or the size that you want it to be, right?
Yeah.
Because of all the different sequences of timing, the resizer could be working on a size that nobody wants.
Yeah.
And you need to know that.
Yeah. Yeah. Also, like as I understood, like yeah. So it's a nice to have. Like I think, like I don't know if Michelle is on the call, but to recover to, but yeah, I don't know yet. I can't answer that. Okay, if we do have the allocated resources in PVC status does track towards like the resize towards which the resizer is working. So we do have a field to track that. So it's possible to like make it work with existing fields that are there. It's just that I need to think through every aspect of it.
Okay, thank you. Moving on to the next issues related to assuming volumes and mount points. Do we? Hey,
Yeah, I'm still working on that. So I was trying to document like where the mount point checking were used, and also trying to go through a list of PR issues related to this. It's a quite long list. So I think by doing this, I can better understand all the cases and avoid issues we experienced before if we make any changes here. So yeah, it's to make any change, we have to be careful around the mount point. So I'm still going through that.
Sure, thanks. Next one is determining mount points without relying on proc mounts. Is there any update on this?
Yes. I think Manu, right? He opened a PR trying to update the MobSys version first.
Okay.
And then after that is merged, we can make the changes to use the fast like a way of tracking mount. That PR need approval, so I don't have permission to approve it.
MobSys, is that right?
It's
MobSys, okay.
Yeah. It's 108828 PR. Update MobSys.
Okay. What is the number again?
Oh, 108828.
It's under Mobi. It's under that repo, right?
No, it's under Kubernetes.
Oh, it's the Kubernetes repo. Oh, okay.
To update the MobSys mount package version.
Okay, I see.
I can send the link. I think the owner right now I see is like a Clinton team. Then down.
Oh, it's Node. Okay.
Yeah, mostly like a Node team.
Okay. Say Node.
We'll ping them. Yeah.
Okay. Thanks.
Sure.
Next one is, sorry, anything else?
No.
Oh, okay, thank you. Next one is the storage capacity tracking. Is Patrick here? So I think it's this one is on track. The main PR, I think the main PR is merged. And then there was a conformance test. One thing we need to wait for a few weeks, couple of weeks. So there was a PR already, but I think we'll have to wait for the test to be stable and then promote it to conformance. And also he also has all the like doc PRs open, I think. So I think this one is on track. And next one, CSI ephemeral volumes. Jonathan, you want to give an update?
Yeah, this one will need to delay to 125. I'm still working on the volume reconstruction issue, and there's also some more work to do on the end-to-end tests.
All right, thank you. Did you go to the enhancement issue and
Yeah, I updated
okay.
it so they're aware.
Okay, thank you. And also, Haman, can you also go to your enhancement issue and let the release team know that this one?
The recovery one, yeah.
Yeah, okay, thank you. Next one is volume group API. So I just updated the cap. But I think I need to do another update. I just think there was some use case that are not covered by the current design. So I need to go through that again. Next one is sys auto tree, move iSCSI driver, fit and finish. Is Humble here? Okay. Yeah, he didn't add a status, I'm not sure. Okay, so we'll just say there's no update. And next one is sys auto tree, move Samba CSS driver to GA. Does anyone know? Michelle, do you know? Matt?
Yeah, excuse me, I had problems finding the mute button. The cloud build issues are partially resolved. I fixed one. There was another one I couldn't fix that Andy was going to start to work on. So it's still in process, but it is actively being worked on.
Okay, thank you. And next one is the PVC volume snapshot namespace transfer. Do you have Mustafa here?
No update.
Okay. Thank you. And next one is volume health, additional metrics. So this one, so the PR got merged, but then reverted, and there was a bug. The bug got fixed, so the PR is submitted again and being reviewed. So trying to get that merged by the deadline. And the next one is CSI Volume Health programmatic response. So that I need to ping Nick again because he said he will start the design in a few weeks. That's the last update. So I will check and see if they started or not. Next one is the volume populator with Ben.
So Xing, you know most of the status, but for everyone else's benefit, all the PRs for this are out and ready for review. Most of them are merged. The ones that remain are, I think, the EDE test, the metrics patch for the library, and the in-tree change to move the feature gate to beta. Once the metrics patch merges to the library, I can do releases, and that should unblock the EDE test. Yeah, so I guess the main priority is getting the metrics patch in and getting the in-tree feature gate patch in. I heard earlier in the meeting, someone mentioned there's trouble getting API reviewers to review things. Like obviously the feature gate alpha to beta will require an API reviewer, but it's like a one-line change. Is there going to be a problem getting that review done? Like, do I need to go hunt someone down and?
This one is so small. It's probably, maybe you can try, since the team reviewed this one before, you can, this is just like a one line, right? So
okay, so maybe I should reach out to Tim directly and say, hey, can you review this tiny patch? Okay.
The changes in PKG features can be approved by, I think, Jan, Michelle, Saad, or but if anything, it touches like PKG API or something, it requires.
This is just this actually maybe doesn't even. This is just a feature gate change from alpha to beta. Maybe doesn't really need it because the API you only need to change the comment, change it to alpha to beta, right?
Yeah, I was going to say I do touch all the API files because I changed the comments from alpha to beta, but
so probably okay. So in theory, probably still.
You should
I
add the API review label to your PR, and it'll get put on the API review dashboard.
All right, is that just what's the command to add a label? Is it /label or just /API review or?
I think it's /label API -review.
All right. Yeah, because I don't see them saying no, but I want to make sure I'm following the process. So I will go do that.
Okay. Thanks. And the next, and also you have the other doc, all the placeholder PRs for doc and blog. You also have all of those submitted, right? Hello? Are you talking, Ben?
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you were talking to someone else. I was
asking
updating
you
the PR.
the placeholder PR for the docs and the blogs. Those are all submitted.
Yes. I have a placeholder PR for the docs and for the blog. Those are both done.
All right, thank you. Next one is Object Storage API Cozy. Okay, so Sid is probably not here. He's traveling. I actually did not check. Michelle, did you check the CAP personally?
I haven't had a chance to check in the last week, but
okay.
We have been going back and forth a little bit, and I think mainly just I had a couple outstanding questions. I haven't checked if he's responded to them yet.
Okay. Thanks. Next one is change block tracking. Is found here, any chance? So we have been discussing this in the data collection working group, and I think Fang and he's made some good progress, and also he started to do a POC. Yeah, so this is in progress. Next one, runtime assisted mounting. Deep.
Yeah, this is still in progress, basically going through how we can plumb the story APIs between the CRI runtime and something like Kata. If there are other runtimes that might be interested in this beyond Kata, I would love to know. So if anyone has a case, please post it on the GEP PR maybe.
Thank you. Thanks. And the next one is Seaside Proxy for Windows. Transition to privileged containers. Do you have Maricia, Xing, Deep?
So this is pretty much in progress. No major updates, but I think like we pretty much have a direction on where we want to take it, and that's basically like we are going to some of the finer details of exactly how the layering will happen between the existing model and the new model. But overall, we want to get out of the gRPC based service that used to have to kind of like a direct API invocation between the Windows based CSI node client and the implementing API. So pretty much in progress. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Next one is a node expansion secret. Example here. So I think I believe PR is still being reviewed. Michelle, do you know the current status of the PR? Do we still waiting for API reviewer?
Which one is this?
This is the node expand secret.
I had left a number of comments on it. I'm not sure if it's been updated.
Okay. So this one also need an API review, right? So I don't got an
so
API review yet.
I've been doing the API review for this.
Oh, okay, cool. All right. So, and also I think the dog PR and those things are already out. And next one, secure Linux relabeling. So yeah, you want to give an update?
Yeah, I have done a bunch of work, but still a lot of work is remaining, including API review. So this is going to slip from 124, and I will try again in 125. It would be very, very rushed and not really tested. On the positive side, I have some work in progress, some proof of concept that works.
Okay. Thanks. And oh, this one's done. So done. CS migration, core bugs and issues. Do you have anything here, Matt? CS migration, core bugs.
No,
issues.
there hasn't been anything new as far as I know.
Okay.
I think Jaway has a bug fix out. I think it merged. I haven't double checked, but that was the only outstanding CSI migration bug we knew about.
What was the bug fix for?
It was when you have inline volume pods plus CSI native pods, it would not count them together towards the attach limit.
Okay, cool.
Okay, thank you. The update. Okay, system migration vSphere. So this one we have some discussions on Slack. So we actually need to deprecate 67U3 because it is actually will be end of support in October. That was announced like 2 years ago. So we are missing a deprecation message in Kubernetes. So Debian has submitted a PR with the checking the versions with the deprecation message. So please take a look. And also that means we cannot turn this on by default in 1.24. So.
I guess so I wasn't part of the conversation, but in general, like we haven't really announced vSphere deprecations, like vSphere version deprecations in the past.
Yeah, it's a little weird. It's also like we are the only storage driver that kind of
Wait, we did deprecate. We may or may not have announced it.
We did in 1.21. We say we deprecate before versions before 6.7U3. So we kind of started that one in recent releases.
I guess we haven't deprecated versions because the vSphere version was end of life, right? Like is this going to set a precedent that every single vSphere version end of life, we're gonna have to deprecate it in Kubernetes too?
That's a little weird, right? But if we, I mean, in the future, once this moves to CSI, then then they will just follow that documentation. Will say what is supported, what is not supported. Even like in our CSI driver documentation, I don't think we say something like this. Normally, it's following the because VMware has its own life cycle for those products, right? And then there are blogs talking about those. So I don't think we normally just say vSphere deprecation in our vSphere CSI driver doc. So that's why in CSI driver doc, we still say 6.7 U3 supported. If you look at the the metrics, but I think we probably will update that after October when that is end of support. So so what is your okay.
Another reason we want to deprecate 6.7 because it does not support in-tray, like an in-tray vSphere driver NFS v4, right? Because CSI does not support it until you upgrade to vSphere 7. 0
right, but that one is a specific one, right? So we initially have the message, we crafted the message around that.
But that
yeah, but then
I mean, from our perspective, the main reason of deprecating and removing support for 6.7 U3 is because it cannot support migration. Like it doesn't support migration for all cases. Like NFS before people are using it, then it cannot support migration. So entry plugins, customers who are using entry PVs, they will break simply if they're running on 6.7 U3 and they have migration enabled, they'll break. So we need to. I'm not too much concerned about when VMware ULs the 6.7 U3, but basically we cannot support migration on 6.7 U3.
Okay, I think that's a valid reason for the deprecation. I was just questioning deprecation only because it's end of life.
Okay, yeah, so the PR is there, it's out. So let's take a look. Okay, next one is a migration Azure Disk. Is there any update from Andy or Michelle? Actually, no,
Andy has a PR out. I think I was just trying to verify that it has all the test coverage that we need. I think Jan just found an issue.
Yeah.
Yesterday.
I found a weird issue in some corner case, which I think can be fixed easily. So I don't want to block the PR to declare it GA as long as Andy admits it. They are going to fix it.
Okay, so you have those comments on that PR, so he knows, Randy knows about it?
Yeah, I have just issue.
Oh, okay. Okay, thank you. And what about the next one? Azure Disk.
Oh, sorry, I was talking about Azure Disk.
Oh, sorry. Right now, Azure, next one, Azure File. Yeah. What about Azure File?
I think that one merged, maybe.
Oh yeah, yeah.
This one, Azure Files on by default.
Tab merge. Is there a
oh, I guess there needs to be a doc. There needs to be a doc update, maybe.
But what about code? What about code? Is there a code PR that we need to change the feature gate or things like that?
I think that one merged.
Okay.
I think, did it?
Merged. But they still don't have CI, and it's being edited.
Okay, maybe I'm confusing things.
Okay.
Hold on. Let's see if I can find. Okay, let's come back to this.
Okay. I'll just say what. I'll check. And next one is, okay, next one is, oh, this one says done, okay, GCE, so we are done with this one. Yes, then there's no action items. And OpenStack, I think there is a doc PR, and then it's still being reviewed. Doc PR. I think that's the last thing. Everything else is merged. And CSI migration, Ceph RBD. Yeah, I think there's a PR. This one I see this morning. Humble showed me that, so there was a PR out. PR review, and he also has, I think he also has doc and block PR. Sorter submitted. I'm not sure about the next one, the SafeFS. I think I see a blog, but I'm not sure about the code. Michelle or Assad, have you been reviewing this one? This is the CSI migration SafeFS.
No,
I haven't had a chance to look at it either.
Okay. What about the next one? This is the CSI migration Portworx. Anyone?
I haven't seen anything.
Okay.
Anyone from Portworx on the call?
I remember seeing there was a question about the CI or something on the CSI migration channel, but other than that, I don't know.
Okay, we can move on.
Okay. Azure file is on by default. Okay, let's see. Beta on by default. Okay, so you're saying this is basically meaning it's already merged, right, Michelle? Okay. It's already gone on by default. Okay, next one. Always owner reclaim policy.
So
deep.
Yeah, so the main PR is actually merged, the one which actually turns on the changes into beta. Jan actually suggested a bunch of end-to-end tests. I haven't actually gotten to start on it yet.
So Deepak, I actually did not know that you'll be joining today. I thought you'll be out for a few days. So I have pinned somebody else to start working on the ET test, so I can sync up with you. There is a
All
PR,
right.
work in progress PR submitted. Yeah, so it looks like we need probably two tests. One is for the entry volume, the other one is for the CSI, and then that one need to use the hooks. So yeah, so that's yeah, basically that's in progress.
Oh, awesome, that's great. Okay, then I can take a look at it as well.
Okay, yeah, thanks. And also I see that you submitted a PR for the blog, right? Placeholder.
Yeah, the placeholder for the blog is done. I'm just going to start setting it up shortly.
So there is I know that previously we were saying probably we don't need a doc because it's kind of confusing, but there are some people from the doc team there, they say that we should have a doc. Can you also work on that? So right now we only have like after the alpha release, we only have that in the blog, but we don't really have that in the the actual document area, right?
Yeah. So are there like any deadlines for the doc bug or? Okay, I'm not sure. I can follow up with you later.
I'm sorry.
I mean, I can follow up with you later.
Yeah. Let's follow up on that one.
All right.
Thank you. So next one is a control volume mode conversion between source and target. Is Rona here? No? Okay, so I think Rona's been doing good with this one. It's in good progress. There was a couple PRs already merged. He submitted another PR. I need to review it. So this is on the snapshotter, external snapshotter side. Once that's merged, we can cut a RC build, and then he can update external provision based on that. So let's say PR. And then also I think there was a placeholder. I think that one is there as well. Placeholder block on as well. And okay, so next to secret protection and in-use protection. Masaki, are there any update on this?
Actually, I've started to update the cap locally, but not published yet.
Oh, okay. Which one are you updating? The in progress, in-use one, right?
In-use protection, yeah.
Okay. Let's see. Just say this one is based on the next one.
Yes.
All right, thank you. So this one, okay, we should say started. And next one is user ID ownership in config maps and secrets. I think this one is the one we don't have much update, right? So Hemant, do we have any update?
No, we should cross this item for now.
Okay.
Looking for a new owner. So, yeah, I think that was the last update. So,
all right. Yeah. Okay. So let me. All right. Next one is a non-graceful no shutdown. So the PR is out, it's been reviewed. I think we're getting close. So I see Hemant, you reviewed it. You're good with this as well. Xing also reviewed it. I think we just need to pin the SIG node approval again. I think he already reviewed it. It's pretty much okay. So let's see if we can get this one merged. And the block, yeah, the placeholder. It's also out. And one expansion for Stateful set. So Charlene said she has a conflict this morning. So that she gave me her update. She did update the cap, address some comments, but she still have quite a few questions. So I think she's going to pin Hemant just to get those questions sorted out before updating it again. So cap. Yes. Okay, so that's what we have here. And then the merge deadline, code merge deadline is coming. It's 29th, right? It's less than a week actually. It's a code merge deadline. And okay, so about this archiving some sub-projects, we talked about this in last meeting, and I also have not heard anything else about those projects. So other than this, cluster, the 2 cluster projects, Humble said we should still keep them. So we'll keep them. We will proceed with the archiving for those remaining projects that we mentioned in the email. Yeah, so if you have any concerns, please speak out. Otherwise, we're going to start the archiving very soon. I see there's an item added by Deep. Deep, you want to talk about this?
Yeah, hey. So this is a recent issue that we ran into, Ebo, who's in the call, and I. Basically, what we found is that when using local PVs, after a node restarts, the expectation is there is typically a path backing that local PV in the host, right? And I think it's up to the overall, cluster admin to figure out like how to make sure their local disks in the machine is getting mounted into the path associated with the local PV. So what we found is that there are currently in the entry code, at least like no specific checks around whether that mount has happened or not. One thing I was curious about is, would it make sense to kind of add a protection against that? And are we even kind of like adding stuff to the local volume plugin, or is that kind of considered sort of like in maintenance mode in favor of CSI plugins doing local volume stuff?
I thought we actually specifically looked for mount points to deal with that scenario.
It seemed like in the code we do not, like we look for the presence of the path that's specified in the local volume spec as the source. And if that path is not present, we report an error, right? And that gets reported up through setup at as a failure, and that gets retried. But if that path exists but is not backed by a mount point, then what ends up happening is the pod that is mounting that local PV gets access to the underlying host file system, which is almost a security issue at that point.
Yeah, I think
I'm
Sorry.
confusing it with the local provisioner. The local provisioner definitely checks for mount points. I think one of the things we documented in the local provisioner is to set up the fstab rules such that on boot up, it does get melted.
So we added a change in kubelet that it will try to mount. Previously, we didn't have this ability to mount the volume in the kubelet, but we added a change in kubelet sometime like later on after the local volume feature was released that it will try to mount the volume if you are trying to use it as a file system volume mode, and it will try to mount the volume. And if the path that you have specified, the device path in the PV source, it's not the one you want, then I can see this case what Deepak is reporting will happen, where it will try to mount something from host path basically, because
exactly, yeah. So basically your pod ends up getting access to the node like root OS almost, and it's kind of exactly the host path type scenario where a customer might end up writing like lots of data and like DOS other pods out of the node.
Yeah. In some,
I think it might be difficult to change the behavior now, since people might be expecting it to work.
Would an option in the local volume API object that we have?
So I think Hamad mentioned, so we have a mode where if the path is a device path instead of a file, like a directory, then it will try to mount it for you.
If the path is a device.
Yeah, you can specify a dev SDA as a path and then use the volume as a as file system mode, then it'll try to mount it for you in kubelet.
Yeah, so then you don't actually have to do the formatting and the mounting outside of Kubernetes.
I see.
I just want to be clear. So this is if the LPV gets or local volume gets provisioned as a block, like it's a block but not mounted, and the kubelet will mount that for you. But like if the source is already formatted with a file system, but it's not mounted, there is no such check there for kubelet to actually mount for you, right? Or am I not understanding that?
Correct. The path has to be a device, not a directory.
So I think in our case that we discover is the path is a file system, but it wasn't mounted. So then what happened is basically like kubelet did not do that extra check, and then you ended up essentially giving out the root file system path to the pod.
Yeah.
This only happened during node restart.
Yeah, because in the first try, everything works because like say the local volume provisioner or whatever is mounting the path, like it won't create the backing path, right? And so kubelet will just back off saying even the path doesn't exist. The problem happens during restarts because the backing path exists, but the device that's mounted to the backing path, that mount step may not have happened unless it's in like fstab or something where the OS takes care of it.
Yeah.
Right.
There's a valid use case though to mount a host, to use a host directory as a local volume. Like there are people using it.
Yeah,
So
like pretty extensively.
So if like it doesn't have to be a mount point, it's just a directory on the host and people are using it as a local volume.
That's also true, correct.
Yes. So if we patch that path, that the kubelet will not try to give the host directory as a local volume, then that will break those use cases.
Completely agree. So that's why I was thinking like, is it recommended that we explore an optional parameter on the storage class or something for this? Like, would that be okay?
I would, if I have to say like that, I would just for all these use cases, why don't you use the device directly?
Mainly because we do some more stuff on the device, like configure some encryption and like mount the file system in a specific way, kind of things.
Oh.
Yeah,
well,
like
one other thing is there are some like large disks, and then like doing a make file system could take a while. So like we do that ahead of time to not like stall the like kubelet. So we don't let kubelet took a while just to do the makeFS.
It won't. I think the kubelet won't do MKFS all the time. If the file system that you're requesting matches what is there on the device, then it will just mount it. But I hear the argument about like if there's encryption or something else needs to happen, then yeah, it's hard to use the device directly.
Right, like we specifically configure like a device mapper thing. The other point is around this is, you know, at least in our internal stuff, like we both have a like using the entry and the local volume. So basically, I mean, like a local volume CSI plugin as well. But the CSI path is easy, right? In the node publish for the CSI, we can make our own checks and easily reject it. So it's mainly the local entry that seems to have this problem. So I can put it in a issue, but are there any concerns around this having a potential security aspect and should not be put in an open issue, or is that okay?
Oh, sorry. I'm just trying to, I remember seeing a bug around this a while ago. I'm trying to find it. But yeah, let's follow up on this.
Okay, maybe I can start a private conversation in Slack then, and with you and Hemant, Michelle, and
yeah, sounds good.
Okay, cool, awesome, thanks. That's all I had. Thanks.
All right. Thank you. Are there anything else? I thought there was someone raised an issue on Slack and saying we'll raise this issue in today's meeting, but no, I don't know if this person joined this call. Okay. I think there's some request to add the secrets to get capacity, CSI call. Anyway, I don't see the person who raised this in the meeting, so.
I think there has been a need to, like there has been a PR or request to report ephemeral volume used size via matrix for a while. And I think we don't report ephemeral volume, how much space that they have used via matrix. So I don't know if
that's a very different issue. This one is more like just like the node expand secrets. It's more like adding secrets in the get capacity CSI calls, more like that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I don't see the person here who was asking this question on Slack. Okay. All right. So are there any other issues that anyone want to talk here? If not, that's it for today. Thanks, everyone. Bye.